Okay, we're on.
We are on. All right, it is 7:01. I apologize for any delay for the people's business tonight. So tonight we are going to go ahead and start the regular city council meeting for Dayton, Kentucky. It's February 10th, 2016. It is 7:01 p.m. Roll call, please. Ms. Klein.
Member Horton,
Present.
Member Neary,
Here.
Member Neiman, Member Kelly, Member Judd,
Here.
Member Lovins. Here. City Attorney Edmondson, City Administrator Fawcett,
Here.
Mayor Baker.
Here. I spoke with Ms. Neiman 20 minutes ago. She's going to try to make it, but she does get a pass for being absent at this moment. Ms. Kelly did not call. She does not get a pass. We'll do a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
She's on a cruise, she don't care.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Mayor's report's gonna be a little long tonight. We got a state of the city. Gonna be exciting to read, 6 pages of reading. Also, before we get into that, I do want to make note of a event that happened here in the city of Dayton. Lieutenant Tony Baldwin, 30 years ago, we hired him. And so he's celebrating his 30th year of employment with the city of Dayton. So you can't ask for a better person, a better human, more dedication to the city. When you put 30 years behind that, that's really impressive. So if you see him, wish him happy 30. For the state of the city, I'm excited about this. This is good. We've got a lot of good things to go over. It's been a great year. So good evening, friends, neighbors, city staff, council members, community partners. Thank you for being here tonight and for all that you do to make Dayton the great city that it is. Tonight, I'm proud to say the city of Dayton is strong and moving boldly forward and with full momentum. Dayton's a city that believes in investing in people. You invest in public spaces in the future, while we never forget our roots on the Ohio River. And over the past year, we've made significant progress in improving our parks, strengthening our infrastructure, supporting our families, and creating events that bring the community together. So let's start with the parks, because in the parks are where community starts. At Gill Inn Park last year, we made a more than $600,000 investment in major upgrades and improvements being enjoyed by residents of all ages. We've installed a brand new $200,000 playground, constructed 4 new pickleball courts, upgraded 4 structures inside the park, repaved 2 basketball courts, planted new trees, installed new fencing and gates on Green Devil Drive, and built a Gaga ball pit. That might be my favorite one because it's quickly become a favorite activity of our younger residents. These improvements aren't just amenities. They're investments. They're investments in our health. They're investments in our play and our connection to the city. Across the street from Gill Inn Park, we've also seen continued investment in our community by Dayton Independent Schools with the construction of the new Green Devil Stadium and Playhouse, or Fieldhouse, I'm sorry, it could be a playhouse. This project, located between Lincoln Elementary School and Dayton High School, has created a new school campus that will rival any high school in our region. These campuses become an important gathering place that represents school pride, athletic excellence, and community spirit. Next in our sights, improvements to the baseball field and softball fields at Gill Inn Park, which were being used by high school teams and others as well. The city's been meeting with the Cincinnati Reds Community Development Fund, which is on board to help us. And we're seeking other community partners to raise funds for new artificial turf infields and other major improvement to our baseball fields. Improvements are also being made inside our schools, where education remains a top priority for all of us. City staff meets with the school district staff every 2 weeks to discuss how we can collaborate to help our children. We're also working with the schools on Read Ready Dayton, which helps ensure that our youngest residents have the tools that they need to succeed early in life. Because we know that when we're investing in literacy, we are investing in a lifelong opportunity for our residents. In Sergeant Park, we tackled another impactful park project, a $120,000 trail restoration project, which makes this park more accessible, revitalizes and preserves the important city green space. And still to come to Sergeant Park is yet another $1 million stream project for Covert Run Creek and surrounding area by the NKU Center for Environmental Preservation. Thank you very much. Go Norse, Norse up. Which expected to be completed in the next couple of years. In Monument Park, right in the heart of our city, we installed a red bike station. Thank you, Newport. Making alternative transportation easy and reinforcing our commitment to sustainability and regional mobility. We've also added new lighting in Monument Park, and we're planning on more improvements to the park this year to make it even safer, more accessible, and even more welcoming. Our commitment to connectivity continues with a concurrent construction of phases 2 and 3 of Riverfront Commons known as our Riverwalk. It's an 11-mile hiking and biking trail through our river cities. This $2.8 million infrastructure project will be completed by May 1st, making the city of Dayton the first river city in northern Kentucky to complete our entire Riverfront Walk project. In addition, the city last year was awarded $1.1 million in federal grants to widen and repave the levee trail on top of the river, on top of the flood wall. It's a key link to our Ohio River. That project will be designed this year and is expected to be completed next year. When completed, the city will have a 3-mile hiking and biking trail loop on the river. That's going to be awesome. These park projects strengthen and recreation opportunities to our city. They improve transportation and spur economic and residential development by bringing new residents and visitors to our cities and our city's businesses. We are also working hard to improve city streets and other public infrastructure. At the request of the city, the State Highway Department last year rerouted Route 8 from Clay Street to Main Street, which reduces pedestrian traffic conflicts near our schools and our spanking new stadium. This year's residents will see about $1 million in repaving and street improvements from stormwater projects in the city. We also expect the second half and final phase of the Dayton Pike project will be completed. This $325,000 construction project will allow our children to walk safely to school and back to their homes and provide our residents with the missing sidewalk between Dayton and Fort Thomas. Once this project is done, we will make improvements to repave Dayton Pike. These improvements represent progress towards a better traffic flow, pedestrian, and biker safety and regional access. Changes that benefit our residents, visitors, commuters, and businesses alike. We're also making Dayton greener, literally. This past year, we painted more than 40 trees citywide, improving our urban canopy, beautifying our neighborhoods, and creating a long-term environmental benefits for a brighter, greener future. Now let's talk about something that every one of us in this room feels. That's taxes. For the second year in a row, we have lowered our property tax rate. That doesn't happen by accident. That happens because of responsible budgeting, a growing economic base, careful planning, and a commitment to being good stewards with the taxpayer dollars. The continued renovation and resale of our homes in our city and construction of new residential developments in the Manhattan Project are key reasons that the city has been able to reduce our property taxes. The Velo Riverside apartment complex, that's the one on the end there, by Manhattan Harbor, was constructed in 2024 for $48 million. Last year, it sold for $77 million. That's $77 million on the tax books. The Cincinnati Business Courier reported that that sale of that 265-unit apartment complex was the largest publicly disclosed in real estate transfer in greater Cincinnati in 2025. That happened right here in Dayton, Kentucky. We're also seeing new businesses pop up on our avenue. Wayfair Tavern, Rump and Roll, And Senior Pig added to our city's growing reputation, letting the region know that we are a dining destination. And then we have 2 more businesses that are opening soon in our central business district. I'm really gonna screw this word up. Namia?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I think so. LLC?
Is it? Namia. All right, I didn't screw it up. That's amazing. Namia Bar and Restaurant's going to be coming to 626th Avenue, the old Barb's Cozy Cottage. We love Barb. We welcome new residents. And Little Minds Play and Learn, which will be opening the old post office building that's at 511 Dayton Avenue. That building has been vacant and boarded up for decades, and we will now have new life in that building. But a city is not defined just by our products. It's defined by the people and how we come together. This year, Dayton hosted and supported incredible community events, including a pop-up bike shop, yoga in the park, Final Fridays, History on the Square, Light Up Dayton, the Golden Egg Hunt, and the community Easter egg hunt. We did also have a lot of pickleball events. And we are planning more this year. These events do not do more than entertain. They create shared experiences and strengthen the bonds that make Dayton feel like home. Each event reflects something special about our city: creativity, inclusion, tradition, and fun. None of this progress happens without the dedication of our city staff, and we've got the best staff in Northern Kentucky. I put them up against anybody. Thanks, guys. Our volunteers, also the best in Northern Kentucky, and our council members. Thank you for your service to our city. I want to thank each one of you for your time, your passion, and your belief in our city. Looking ahead, our vision remains clear: a city that is family-friendly, financially responsible, environmentally conscious, and community-driven. We are proving that even though we might be a small city, we think big, we deliver big. Thank you for trusting me as your mayor. It's the honor of my life to serve. And thank you for helping me write the next chapter of Dayton's story together. God bless you, and God bless the wonderful city of Dayton, Kentucky. And that is the 6-page state of the city.
Well done, sir.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. And it's a pleasure to report. So next on the docket is going to be the approval of minutes. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes from January 13th?
So moved.
Member Judd's made the movement. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Member Horton. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any nays? Any abstentions? All right, ayes have it. Next up, we don't have any presentations on the docket for this evening, other than the one we just did. So we would now like to open up the podium for any comments from the public regarding legislative items on tonight's agenda. So Jerry, you want to talk? All right. So now we're going down to the ordinances and orders. First one is a first reading, ordinance 2026-1. Ms. Klein, please.
An ordinance amending the City of Dayton, Kentucky's annual budget for the fiscal year running from July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2026, and estimating revenues and resources and appropriating funds for the city to the full extent authorized by KRS 82082 and interpretive case law.
So we're halfway through the budget year. January was the halfway mark, and we also are done collecting our city taxes and the pilot payments for the IRB buildings on the river. So we thought it was an appropriate time to make an amendment to the budget to reflect those payments and some of the expenses that were different than what we anticipated. So Jared Barks, our Assistant City Administrator and Budget Director, is going to do a presentation.
This is a quick and easy amendment. First, we're going to look at professional services line. We're increasing it from 100,000 to 160,000. And that is because of the social worker contract with the police department. It's $50,000. But that money is going to come out of opioid settlement funds, so it's not actually a expense. However, putting it out of the general fund, so we have to reflect that in the budget. The second change is in economic development from 50,000 to 75,000, and that's to account for legal fees and attorney fees for code enforcement. That fund is being used to pay those costs. However, those costs will be recouped when those liens and fees actually are paid by the residents. So again, this is an increase in expenditures, but the city is not actually expending those funds. It'll come back. Lastly is the TIF fund. We are increasing from $850,000 in TIF payment to $1.4 million. And the reasoning behind that is, in the past, we would deposit the property tax payments where this TIF funds come from into the general fund, then we would move it over to the TIF fund, and a part of that would come back to the general fund. In this case, we deposit directly into the TIF account, and then the TIF account pays the city, so it's going to show up as an expense the first year doing that, and that amount paid to the city was over $600,000, which accounts for this difference. $500,000 of that is the money toward the city hall building that the developer.
Which they did, which is in a fund, which will stay in a fund until the city building is constructed. So we, under the TIF agreement, there's a total of $2 million that the developer has to pay to the city for a community building, which is a city building. They were supposed to pay the first part of that, $500,000, this past year, which they did because we deducted out of their TIF funds. Otherwise, they would have gotten those funds. We deducted that, and then we gave the difference to them as they're entitled to under the TIF agreement. The other $1.5 million is further down the road, and it may be years from now because there was no timeline like this one. This one had a timeline of this year for payment, and the other ones will be paid, I think, after the developer gets reimbursed for all the expenses they have, so that could be a while, just so you know.
And I'd just like to add as well with the TIF expense, that is just because of the way we're moving money around. It's not actually a greater expense than we anticipated coming in. So in all three scenarios, the city is actually not spending more money. Is there any questions?
I would add one other thing is that our revenues were exceeded both our estimates, both for tax revenue as well as pilot revenue, so that's good. We exceeded what we had projected. This is
Any
the
questions?
First reading, so no vote.
It's just
no
a
vote tonight.
first reading, all right. All right, so there's no questions. You have a month to ask Mr. Fawcett, Mr. Barks, any questions regarding that first reading. Which brings us to our next first reading, ordinance 2026-2. Ms. Klein, please.
An ordinance amending sections 110.06, 110.12, and 110.19, and adding new 110.22 to Chapter 110 of the City of Dayton, Kentucky Code of Ordinances.
So this is an amendment to our occupational license ordinance in an effort to crack down on business owners who don't pay their occupational license fees on time or provide required documentation to verify the amounts that they are owed to the city. We decided to clarify what is required under the ordinance and beef up our regulations regarding revoking and suspending occupational licenses for people who fail to comply with these ordinances. It's not fair. We have most businesses that comply and do what they need to do to pay us. We have some that ignore us, and we've gotten to the point where we want to crack down on those who are ignoring us. I mean, 2/3 of our budget are police and fire. And if you aren't paying your fair share, then that affects our police and fire services as well as any other services. So this is designed primarily to clarify what is required, but also beefing up how we can suspend or remove licenses of people who are not complying with our ordinance. Revoke licenses.
Again, that's a first reading, so if you have any questions, feel free. We also have a whole month to bother Jay about it. Next up are order resolutions. The first is Order Resolution 2026-3 Romeo. Ms. Klein.
An order resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an amendment to the Northern Kentucky Special Weapons and Tactics Incorporated Interlocal Cooperation Agreement.
The chief brought this to my attention. This is from the county. The counties and police departments in Northern Kentucky jointly operate a SWAT team. We contribute money, every city and county does. Some jurisdictions also contribute the actual officers that are in it. We used to have one on, we had one for a few years. So they're kind of changing the organizational manner in which the SWAT team operates, and this will reflect the changes that they're proposing. Chief, you got anything you want to add?
That's correct. No, I was just up here in case anybody had about that. Try to answer questions. I had.
Any questions for the chief?
What is our cost on this?
It's 3,000,
3,000 a year.
3,000 for the team.
Plus
That pays for ammo. It pays for shields, all types of weapons that they need to fund. Every city has 3,000.
Every city, no matter the, so
No matter
Covington,
the size. Covington's not on the team. They got their own SWAT team. They're the only one that's not part of the regional team. So every Fort Thomas is 3,000. Bellevue pays 3,000. We pay 3,000. That's the number we come up with. It's gone up over the years. We've been part of the team since I got here in 2015. It was 1,000. Obviously, how expenses have gone up. 1,500, 1,000, 500. Now we're at 3,000. So I'm on the board of directors, which is, so I represent Campbell County, the head of the Campbell County Police Chiefs Association. So I will fight if that comes up, try to keep our expenses low for smaller cities like us, Bellevue, Southgate, Wilder, like that.
And perhaps make it as a per capita contribution.
If it comes to that, if it gets to a more of a bigger expense, then that would be something to obviously discuss. It's money worth spending when we have an incident of this magnitude, because we don't have to pay overtime. We don't have to pay, because all this gets paid by individual departments. So if Fort Thomas has 2 members on the team, the city of Fort Thomas is paying for that officer here and taking care of an incident.
So with our current force, how many officers would be called out or would, in a situation like this with a SWAT situation?
All depends on the situation. We have what we call a SWAT matrix. So it could be an armed subject, barricaded, weapons inside the house, felony warrants, stuff like that. It all adds up in this matrix. And seriousness is the more people we have. I think we had, I'm trying to think of the last time we had some. I think we had something up on 8th. We actually had, what was that, the 400 block of 8th.
Right.
We had drones up, and we had a SWAT team, and it was a barricaded subject, and we were able to get him out safely. And that keeps us, the other officers who are working the street, safer. So that's kind of a liability thing for us, throwing us officers into a situation. Like I said, it's paid, it's well paid, even though it's $3,000 when we have an incident. Pray to God we don't. But if we do have something, it's money well spent.
I think really my question is, if there was a SWAT situation in another city under this grouping, would they be pulling officers from
From
Dayton?
the street? No. We don't have anybody on the team as
Okay.
of now. That is something that happens once a year. Sometimes maybe twice a year. They will have a operator's test where you have to, the physical agility test is pretty extreme. So you have to be in really good shape. And this is a young man's game too, because I had to get off of SWAT because I was just getting too old for it, because I just couldn't keep up. But we have a hostage negotiation team. So they would be called out. I'm looking to try to get a couple officers on the hostage negotiation team, crisis negotiation. That's something I'm kind of looking at right now. It's up to them if they want to do it. It's something you have to do. It's a passion.
All right.
So
if
if we have an
currently we
incident-
don't have anybody
No.
qualified per se.
Right, we have nobody on the team right now, so if an incident took place in Newport, none of our officers would be headed that way. But if
Okay.
we had a critical incident here, they would all come to us.
Gotcha.
We get their help. Like I said, it's money well spent.
Understood. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And they're nationally certified now, too. Nationally certified SWAT team. There's not many like that out there.
$3,000 seems like a pretty good deal. I think we should get a discount though, since you're on the board. I mean, like 10% or something like that, right?
I'll be on the board for the next 2 years, so I'm going to be the head of the Chiefs Association for the next 2 years. So for the next 2 years, I'll be on the board for the county. So if you have any questions,
Any other questions for the chief? Do I have a motion to accept order resolution 2026-3, Romeo?
So moved.
Member Neary's made the movement. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstentions? I usually do a roll call on that. I screwed up. It's okay to admit you're in false, right?
Member
The ayes
Neary.
have it. Next up is order resolution 2026-4, Romeo. Ms. Klein?
Point of order?
Did you want to do a roll call?
No, you probably should.
Yeah, we can do a roll call, yeah.
Okay. Member Neary,
Aye.
Member Neiman,
Aye.
Member Judd,
Aye.
Member Levens,
Aye.
Member Horton.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Next up is order resolution 2026-4, Romeo. Ms. Klein, please.
An order resolution of the City Council of the City of Dayton, Kentucky, opposing House Bill 518, Senate Bill 112, and Senate Bill 52, introduced during the 2026 Kentucky General Assembly because these bills usurp local police powers of the city and other local governments and adversely impact their government, governance, budgets, and fiscal conditions and future economic development.
So there are 3 bills that we're currently tracking in the Kentucky General Assembly, along with the help of the Kentucky League of Cities, who has a team of lobbyists down there. House Bill 518, Senate Bill 112, and Senate Bill 52. All 3 of these bills usurp the powers we currently have to regulate businesses and properties in our city. One restricts our ability to collect local occupational license taxes. It wants to send those taxes to Frankfurt and then come back to us. We had that done with cable television, and when it goes to Frankfurt, they take a cut, and they give us less than what we got before. So, and also, it also has some other restrictions which we find unacceptable. The other one doesn't allow us to regulate short-term rental properties in the city. Basically, says it's hands-off, and they can go anywhere in any residential district in the city. The third one limits our abilities to regulate building permits, zoning permits, and other permits. So I think these are draconian pieces of legislation, and it really takes away power of local communities to control their own communities through their ordinances. So we're hopeful that these will all be defeated, but I would like to have this passed so that we can send it to our local legislators that represent Dayton and tell them we oppose these 3 pieces of legislation.
Thank you, Mr. Fawcett. I'm guessing everyone has a good understanding of this, and if not, let's ask Mr. Fawcett any questions you might have about these ordinances.
Are all the other cities, at least in northern Kentucky, on board with opposing this?
We had a meeting of the South Bank City administrators today. I know Bellevue's passing a similar ordinance tomorrow. I believe Crestview Hills is doing it as well. I talked to someone, he's not on the South Bank city managers, but he's a friend, and he said they're putting something together too. So I think many cities are doing it. KLC has sent out alerts to all the cities about these 3 pieces of the legislation. So,
KLC is also lobbying on our behalf on this?
and
Good.
yes, all the cities' behalf, yes.
I have a question.
Yes,
Should
got to talk a little louder.
I recuse myself?
Hey, Will,
Should I recuse myself?
why would you?
Because I'm,
Yeah,
yeah.
You probably might be, not be a bad idea. You have
Okay,
a, you have
I'm
a
gonna do
short-term
that.
rental, right?
That's fine, yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably be,
Okay.
probably, I would
Okay,
just abstain.
okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Mr. Fawcett? Do I have a motion to accept 2026-4R?
So moved.
Member Judd's made the movement.
Second.
We have a second by Member Neary. Roll call, please.
Member Judd?
Aye.
Member Levens?
Aye.
Member Horton?
Aye.
Member Neary?
Aye.
Member Neiman?
Abstain.
You guys have it. The third order resolution that we have on our docket this evening will be Order Resolution 2026-5 Romeo. Ms. Lovins, Ms. Klein, please. You're sitting next to Ms. Lovins. I apologize.
An order resolution of Dayton, Kentucky City Council reappointing the mayor and city administrator and appointing Brandy S. Ash to the Manhattan Harbor Architectural Review Commission.
So the Manhattan Harbor Architectural Review Committee is a committee set up through our zoning code to review designs in the Manhattan Harbor Development District. There's a book called the Pattern Book, which sets forth the types of patterns and construction materials and things to be used up there. So this committee reviews properties that, developments that come before the city and to make sure they comply with those patterns and those design guidelines, or they can seek a variance if it's appropriate. So Lynn Adams, who was the architect member of the board, passed away. He was served in that role for many years, did a great job. So we had to fill that spot. So we filled it with Miss Ash. She's a vice president and director of architecture at SHP Architecture. She's very talented, and she's agreed to do that in his place. While we were at it, I reappointed Ben and I to the board too, because we are the two government officials that are on that board. There are two other members. It's the master developer / homeowners association. When the master developer is no longer involved, that is the fourth member, and then the fifth member is whoever the developer is. So they have the right to have a say and vote on the issues. So those are the 5 members.
Do I have any questions regarding 2026-5R? No questions? Roll call, please, Ms. Klein.
We didn't have a motion yet.
Do I have a motion to accept?
I'll make that motion.
Member Neiman's made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Member Neary's made a second. Roll call, please.
Member Neiman?
Aye.
Member Judd?
Aye.
Member Levens?
Aye.
Member Horton?
Aye.
Member Neary?
Aye.
And the last order resolution we have on the evening will be 2026-6 Romeo. Ms. Klein, please.
An order resolution of the City Council of the City of Dayton, Kentucky, authorizing the mayor to apply for a grant with the Kentucky Department of Homeland Security for 13 duty rifles with sights and mounts, and upon approval of this grant, execute a grant agreement and/or other documents required by the department or other agencies to facilitate and administer this grant, and to act as the city's authorized correspondent for the grant.
So we recognized Tony Baldwin earlier tonight for his 30 years with the city. He does a lot of the grants in the police department, and this is one of the grants he was able to get for us. It's a Homeland Security grant for 13 duty rifles with sights and mounts, the newest technology. We'll be replacing our outdated rifles that we have now, and we have to authorize this through an order resolution. He submits the application, which I think we will get. We have to get 3 bids for the rifles under their rules, and we will execute the grant agreement once you all approve this.
Thank you, Mr. Fawcett. Do we have any questions regarding 2026-6 Romeo?
So this is just authorizing to apply for the grant. Should we be awarded the grant? Will this come back to council for cost approval?
It's not just applying, but it's also to execute a grant agreement and other documents required by the department. So it's doing all at one time. So we're applying, and then we're agreeing to execute it as well.
Do we have any idea what the cost is going to be on this?
We know it's going to be, we know, we pretty much have a good idea. It's, but it's not, we're not paying anything. It's a grant that's coming to us.
That's what our portion of it is.
No, we don't, it's free to us. This is a grant that covers the whole cost.
Okay, it's not like an 80-20 or 50-50 or
it's 100%.
anything. Gotcha.
So
All right.
they cover everything. Yeah. I think it's what, around 11,000,
No, around 20,000.
20,000. Okay.
Yeah, and I didn't see anything in the documentation provided, but are there any strings attached to this? Any requirements that we need to add for accepting this grant?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No, like I said, Tony's doing the grant, or like Jay said, Tony's doing the grant. Usually, we did, this will be our second Homeland Security grant. We did the first one was the cameras. When I first got here, I inherited that one in 2015. So usually there's no stipulation. They give you the money and just have to have the
Right.
3 bids from different vendors, and the best one usually
Yeah.
we go with.
Unlike the transportation grants we often have through the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, where we have to pay everything up front, and then they reimburse us 80%. We were out of pocket 20%. This one doesn't do that at all. It's just the full amount of the grant. We get it and buy the guns.
And what is our process for dispositioning the old rifles once we get them?
I'll have to talk to Lieutenant Baldwin about that. Anderson Manufacturing is the company that we bought them from. They're no longer in business. Usually we will sell them back to the arms dealer that we have. We're able to sell them back. We did that when we upgraded our handguns. We went with Kiesler's out of Lexington. So they bought, part of the grant was they bought the old guns that we had, and we put a portion of that towards the money that we spent towards the new guns. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, so it would go probably to the same vendor that we decide to go with the newer rifles.
Okay, thank you.
We buy it.
Any other questions regarding 6 Romeo? Do I have a motion to accept?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Member Horton's made a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Member Levin seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Levins?
Aye.
Member Horton?
Aye.
Member Neary?
Aye.
Member Neiman?
Aye.
Member Jed?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Moving right along. Next up is the Department Director's Monthly Reports. Ms. Patterson.
You have a copy of my report. There's not been a whole lot going on with the weather. We did have quite a few reschedules for inspections as well. Some people called, some we called. And about it, really. I've been working on the Read Ready with that group. We hope to have something really soon to get going with that. And the school is still looking for mentors. So the information's at the office. You can email me. You can email Tracy at school if you're interested. But other than that, that's about it. Any questions?
Questions?
All right.
Nope.
Thank you.
No citations for grass being too high.
Not today. Maybe tomorrow.
I hope.
I know. That's what I said. All I want to see is green grass. But yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Patterson. Chief Hayfield? I know, you get your steps in, bud.
Popular today. You guys have my monthly report. You guys have my yearly report. Luckily, I was able to get from Campbell County for the social workers. They were able to give me some type of stats from when they started in March to December. I was able to put that into the packet. I don't know if you had any questions on those or any of the numbers that were produced for the yearly, the monthly, or
Yeah, what is, on that report for the social workers, I had a question, should have asked you yesterday. Cabinet,
the cabinet for families and children. If they get involved, usually they, our social workers have a close relationship with the cabinet with family.
Okay.
So if there's an issue with juveniles and stuff like that, they
gotcha.
have a really good
Neglect,
working-
yeah.
Yeah, good collaboration. with them.
Because that's almost the majority of the reports.
Yeah.
That we get.
Yeah.
Because that's almost the majority of the reports as far as the cause, that's pretty much the majority.
Yeah, and you can see too, I mean, when Bellevue and Dayton are both in that yearly, we're pretty much the same.
Right.
The numbers are pretty much the same between the two cities, so they've been doing a really good job.
Any other questions for the chief? Thank you, chief. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Chief Schaefer?
Everybody's got a copy of my report. Starting off the year, we made 151 runs last month, 57 fire, 94 EMS runs. We did train in forcible entry, fire behavior, PPE, pediatric arrest, so 192 hours of training total just for the month. We did not teach any CPR, 19 inspections, and then over the course of the month, we did start, we've had 5 structure fires between the two cities, and then we've responded to 4 others. There are 8 others to neighboring cities, so these new guys are getting their fire experience, so that's good. But the training's paying off. They're contained to what's burning, and so that's good. We've met with developers for projects in both cities. I met with a couple times for the storage unit out there. That's about done. And the dispatch started a new dispatch software that we've been enjoying working the bugs out of. So during the snowstorm, the big snowstorm, we did bring in 2 extra people, and it worked out great. We brought in 2 guys, put them in the pickup, so they were able to make runs for anything we didn't need a fire truck for, keeping our fire truck off the street and letting Rick and his crew do their job. So made quite a few runs. They would follow the squad and help with them too. So they were busy, but that actually worked out really well. And then if anybody notices, our ladder truck is missing. That has gone to South Dakota to get painted. It was a warranty issue, so that was 6-7 years ago. So they wanted to wait till further on. So that's a good thing, but it is going to be out for probably a couple months. So, but we've talked to Newport and Fort Thomas, and so we're covered with aerials. It's just if you don't see ours in the garage, that's why. Thank you.
Any questions for the chief? All right, thanks, chief. Have a good night, bud. Mr. Lucas, not saying nobody else is busy, but man, have you been busy?
Just a little bit. But our new guys, I guess we trained them pretty good because they did a good job.
Trial by fire.
What's that?
Trial by fire.
Yeah.
And ice.
Yeah, so they did a good job, and equipment held up, and salt was getting a little low, but we ended up getting some salt yesterday.
Yep.
And we got 75 ton in, so, but the salt place was out of salt. They couldn't get any salt.
They did a good job.
Yeah,
It was a lot of snow.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been out now cleaning out all the storm drains so that when that snow is melting,
all the
it has a
storm
place to
drains
go.
has been open, so when
Yeah.
it starts melting. We didn't have no real problems with any of the equipment. It all held up good today. We cleaned everything, greased everything, got them all, put back together, and
Let's hope you don't have to bring them back out.
right. But other than that, I mean, just
Why would you say that?
typical day-to-day stuff. And we did order the garbage cans, and
Yeah, so we ordered, how many did we order from?
10 of them.
Metal Solutions, 10. So the garbage cans that's got the City of Dayton logo on it, we want to replace the ones that don't look like that, so
Yeah.
we got.
We got a couple that we need to replace in
Yeah.
a couple different places. But other than that, I mean,
And we also were able to we finally got the grates in that were damaged in bump outs, and they've been replaced too.
and we got, I don't know, 5 of them left or
Yeah,
6
so
of
we
them
got
left.
some in reserve.
So
And
that,
we sent all of our weed eaters and all that kind of stuff out to get,
Ready for the spring.
yeah, and we got them back today. So only one of them we had to dispose of, so that worked out. I mean, we had our hedge trimmers and all that, blades sharpened, one of them completely replaced. So we'll be ready for the spring.
On the grates for the bump outs.
Yeah.
The one that was broken, there was a line item in the budget for like $2,200. Was that for 6 of them or just one?
We bought 10, I think.
Yeah, I
10?
think we bought 10,
Oh, okay,
and we had 2 different grates broke.
okay.
There was one over by the, next to the fire department, and then the other one was it down by Wayfair or something?
Yeah, one in front of Rump and Roll.
Yeah, Rump and Roll.
Yeah. So we wanted to get them because I'm afraid they're going to stop manufacturing them, so we wanted to have them stocked so they match up in the future. So we got them, and we're leaving them outside so
Right.
they weather, so they look like the same as the other ones.
Yeah.
No, I was just wondering if that was the cost for one or for more than that.
No, it was 10.
And,
Okay, that's pretty good.
other than that, any questions?
How are the railings on the steps doing?
How's what?
How are the railings on the steps doing?
Haven't done much, right.
Right,
yet.
the weather's
With
not
the
good.
weather and,
We
I
met,
haven't
we
seen
met
that.
there with Susan, and we
Right.
looked at it, and so I was kind of waiting for the weather to break to get back with her, so we really can't do much work in it right now, so.
Okay.
I'm
But
hoping
we
this
are
is-
she's
blo-
agreed to do it, and she's,
She hasn't agreed, she was putting together a proposal, so I was kind of
Okay.
waiting, I haven't gotten it yet. But I was going to reach out to her with the weather starting to break, spring on its way, I thought we'd revisit it.
until the weather changed too, we were actually blowing the steps off, almost once a week, about once every 10 days. I'd have my guys go up and check it.
Okay.
So we are keeping it cleaner, but we haven't done anything, since snowing and all that.
it's kind of dangerous.
What's that?
It's kind of dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you could put, I don't know what, so they don't fall over and fall onto iron.
I mean, we could,
Yeah, we've looked at it, I mean, we're on it, the weather's just not
well, you
appropriate.
wouldn't be able to weld in it. That would be one of the parts where they were trying to put pieces together and
Yeah,
stuff like
ma-
that.
many people most people aren't using it now anyway, but I think once the spring comes, I want to revisit it. Hopefully she can do it. If not, we'll find somebody else, try to find somebody else that does
Okay.
it.
When's her proposal due?
I was expecting it, but I'm not sure. I guess with the weather, I don't know. I have to reach out to her. I haven't done it.
I know she looked at it when we were up
Yeah,
there.
we definitely walked up and down. She took measurements, and so she was going to, give me something, but I haven't got it yet.
I was hoping you could be ready when the weather starts breaking or when it starts to be spring, that you're ready and not still shopping for people.
I mean, I'll do what we can.
Okay.
I mean, and
Thanks.
I've even offered, give her a guy or two to help when she goes to do it.
Any other
Whoever.
questions for, I'm sorry? Any other questions for Mr. Lucas?
Thanks.
Thanks, sir. Have a good evening. Mr. Fawcett, your city administrator's report, please.
I only have a couple things that I'm going to defer to Jared for the rest of the report. The Riverfront Commons Phase 2 and 3, they were making great progress, and of course, the poor weather hit, so they basically shut down operations probably, I guess, about 3 or 4 weeks ago when we got the weather. So I'm hopeful that now that the warmer weather is coming, they're going to resume it. They were ahead of schedule, so I think we still have the May 1 deadline. Looks like it will be met, but I'd like to see them back down there and finishing up the project. So I just want to give you a heads up on that. If you have any questions about that, I'm happy to answer it. If not, I'm going to defer the rest of my time to Jared Barks to talk about the 2026 resident survey, which is hot off the presses today. And Jared's got a little presentation about it. It's about 3 times the size of the past one. Jared did a good job getting word out, did a little Facebook advertising, and we had a lot of responses. So Jared?
This year we received 410 responses. Last year we had 180. Years before that we were at 300, so last year was kind of an anomaly. Each of you have a copy in front of you if you'd like to refer to that. For anyone watching, this will be up on the city's website. First, I'd just like to go through the demographics for the participants. Most of the people are going to be 30 to 70 years old. They've lived in Dayton for more than 20 years. Most of them own their homes, 71%. This year we had a different category for people that trackers, most people are receiving city updates from social media and word of mouth. With the city website, newsletter, and newspaper being behind that, which is the same that we've seen every year since taking on the survey. Rate your experience with a city employee, 88% said excellent or good, so we think that's a good sign. Do you feel safe in the city? Over 90% said, I always feel safe, or I feel safe most of the time. And that has been trending upward since we've done survey in the last 5 years, so year over year, we're seeing improvement. Just to call one out, in 2022, only 25% said I always feel safe, and now it's up to 40%. Rate City of Dayton streets. Most said the streets were good with 55%. You can see that reflected in the chart. Good and fair were the largest things, which is the same that we see here. Rate City of Dayton parks. 86% said excellent or good, and those have been trending upward. Last year, we only had 12% saying they were excellent. Now it's 32%, and I'm sure that has to do with all the money and infrastructure that we put in. We've really been focusing on those parts. Dayton events, looks like good rating was the majority with 53%. And those look pretty stable longer. They've kind of remained the same over time. The City of Dayton's business district was rated good at 54% as well. Rate the City of Dayton as a whole, and the last two are kind of asking them to think about the broad experience of everything. And so, rate the City of Dayton as a whole, we had 85% saying excellent or good, which has been trending up over the last few years, as well as the trajectory there at the bottom on page 7. So 72%, which is the highest we've ever received, said the city was headed in the right, which has been increasing year over year as well. After that, you will have 40-some odd pages of comments to read. I always enjoy reading those because it's anonymous. People can say whatever they want to say, and I truly feel like people are telling us their actual opinions of what we are doing, so I think it's definitely worthwhile to read through those. We also provide all of the city staff with those, with the full report. Of course, this is going to go out to the public, and we also give it to all of our boards as well, so they can determine kind of what they want to do in the upcoming year. This is also a big part of our budget process. The city council uses this to tell us what the goals should be for the upcoming year. So this is a big indication to the city, its staff, all the volunteers, and the council as well when it comes to what are the constituents feeling and saying.
And-
Are there any questions?
Jared, I just would add that all these comments here are verbatim. We pulled from the,
They're not changed at all.
except we will redact curse words. And we took a few out, not many.
Otherwise, we don't change grammar, spelling, or.
Okay, so that was one of my questions was redactions, so thanks for covering that. The other thing was I did notice Facebook marketing was targeting at least me to fill out the survey, even though I already did it. So that was noticeable. So thanks for getting that out there to help get more response here. But speaking of social media, what social media are we currently using?
Primarily Facebook, but we have an,
We use Facebook and Instagram.
Instagram. Okay, thank you.
Any questions for Mr. Barks regarding this survey? Any comments? If you don't have a question, say, hey, great job. I'll say great job. Jared.
I'll say great job.
Yeah, this is great. This is what we want to hear.
I'd like to thank all the people that actually not only rated, clicked the button to say good, better, best, but these comments are so valuable, and they took time for the people that really think about it and put them in. I know it's 43 pages or 47 pages of comments. I started reading them today. There's some great ideas in here, and I just want to really thank people that took the time to do this.
I agree. Without the participation, it's nothing.
All right.
Any other comments, questions, concerns? All right. Moving right along, do we have any audience comments from this evening, Jerry, that you would like to address the city over, on anything? You can talk about, it's just the state of the baggage retrieval system at Heathrow or
Jerry
whatever.
Huntley from 585 Manhattan Boulevard. First of all, Rick, kudos to the guys. Great job cleaning the roads everywhere. I'm all over, and it was great. Appreciate that. I would like to know the city council and the city's feelings on the Manhattan Harbor Architectural Committee makes a decision and authorizes this is the way something is going to be built. It's approved through county and through the city. Who reinforces that?
The next step goes to the planning commission. So what do you mean by what do you mean by that? I'm not sure if I understand.
The architectural planning guideline book that we have,
Yes.
who is responsible? Is it the
Enforcing
county?
enforcing that?
Yes.
Okay, that's Campbell County Planning and Zoning.
Okay, that's official. That's everybody's take.
Right.
Because I get differing opinions from the county.
Okay. Well, who are they saying is responsible?
I guess they say us.
They don't say anyone because I can never get them to follow up on an issue at hand when it comes to me
Well-
as president of the HOA.
In the past, whenever I've had an issue, didn't think things were being done properly, I would call Cindy and they would address it. So, like the steps that were built by the blue building, they were inappropriate, and I called her, she reached out to the developer and they fixed it. So that's what we've done in the past, so I don't know why we wouldn't keep doing that.
Okay? Follow up to that is there anything that we as the city can do to get the project up at the end of Berry Street either completed, removed, et cetera? That's
The
not-
one that has the foundation, well, the issue with that one is, as I understand from talking to Cindy, is they put that foundation in thinking that they were able to build another building like that next to it, but because the way they did it, they wanted to share a garage.
and sewer and water.
They can't do it.
That's
So
correct.
they have to reconfigure that design, and I don't know where that's at.
But that's my biggest question. Who is responsible for making that happen? Because I get unanswered ears.
Oh.
I mean, it's just very obvious that I get blown off and say, you know, we're working on it, blah, blah, blah. Nothing ever happens because that is a total eyesore to the city of Dayton at this point.
I don't disagree. I don't understand how you could spend that much money on a foundation like that and then just let it sit there. You would think you want to get a return on that investment, but I don't know. So
Okay.
that's a conversation I should have with Brendan Sullivan because I think that's one of his projects, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Greatly appreciate that. Okay, thank you all.
right.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jerry. Seeing as there's nobody else in the crowd that's not an employee, go ahead and close the audience comments. Any new business that council would like to bring before council? Sir?
Yeah, so I did see a Facebook comment in the Dayton Buzz about Wi-Fi. So I wanted to get a clarification on that. Somebody said that we shut off the city Wi-Fi.
We rebooted the router, it's all good.
Yeah.
They're referring to a Wi-Fi router that says the city of Dayton, that's the name of the router, so they were assuming it was public Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
We contacted them specifically and told them that, no, we do not have public Wi-Fi.
Got it. And that brings up the question, though, is have we considered doing public Wi-Fi in certain places?
We
Parks.
talked about it at Monument Park initially, and we're looking at that maybe this summer. It's expensive to do it. A lot of people do their whole downtowns, but I think what we really needed are gathering places like that. So
Right.
we are looking at that for this summer.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, council, administration?
Yeah, a couple months ago, I mentioned this in hopes that Bellevue and Newport and ourselves could, I see so many complaints about traffic, and they are valid at rush hour. It's backed up sometimes to O'Fallon and further heading out in the morning, and it's even worse in the evening rush hour. I would like to see, and I don't know if the Dayton City Council does it or administration or whatever, but to request that KYTC do a new traffic study of Route 8X or Business Route 8, and to have Bellevue and Newport also sign on to that, because part of the issue is on the other side of the flood wall by the party source, which is Newport. Something's got to be done. It's getting worse. I sympathize with people. I sat through it for 30 years, and it's even worse than it was 5 years ago. I see comments on some of the other pages, like the Bellevue pages, saying it's Dayton's fault and we shouldn't be allowed to build any more housing here. I can sympathize with that they're blaming the change on how we've grown here in Dayton. The last traffic report that I saw was done by Cardinal Engineering, I believe in 2013, with Manhattan Harbor. That was part of the requirements. That needs to be revisited. Some action has to be taken on this. And I don't know, would it be KYTC's job to do that for all? I mean, we could do a traffic study just for Dayton, but that Bellevue could do, but it's all tied together. So all three cities have got to come together on this, and because it's killing us as far as property values, our businesses.
Yeah, it's a state highway, so if anybody makes any changes to it, it has to be KYTC, and what they do is they do traffic studies before they recommend any changes. So I think we could request it. And Bellevue, by the way, is getting ready to move forward with the development of a residential development behind UDF. So
Right.
they're also going to be bringing more people to the community too. So it's not going to stop. So yeah, I think it's a good idea, but I will talk with Frank and the city manager in Newport and see whether we could send a joint letter.
So you would initiate that?
I'll talk to him, yeah.
All right, great, thank you, because it's going to be a long process. I know how long those studies take.
Yep.
And then coming up with any kind of solution is going to take even longer, but at least to show that we're taking some action on it would be great.
Okay, I'll talk with them.
Thank you.
Do you know how many units that's going to have in
I
Bellevue?
can't hear you.
Do you know how many units that development is going to have in Bellevue?
I don't know. I just heard Frank Warnock, the city administrator in Bellevue, was talking about it today at the South Bank City Managers meeting, saying that they are moving forward now. It's been a long time development process, but that they're getting ready to move forward with that project. So it will be a significant number of residential units there.
I want to take a second to address the board, the boards that were appointed, and take a minute to thank the residents that showed up to the board meeting that we had that was successful. I think we're going in the right direction. And I just want to kind of bring up as we move people around on the boards and co-chairs and chairs, I'm just going to go on the record and say that, hey, I am okay with, moving people around. I would just like to see the momentum not stop, because we have a really good thing going on right now. So if one board is not moving fast as another board, I would like to not see one board stop the momentum from another board, and vice versa. But just wanted to thank the people that came to the board meeting, and like to continue to see the success going, because I think we have something good. And I also want to say that I had a very good meeting with Jay. I stopped by the office and talked with Jay, and I got a really good understanding on things. And because a lot of audience watches our YouTube. I didn't know that they do. They watch, and just want to say that we're in a good situation in Dayton, that we have a lot of people that work together, and we're going to be moving in a good direction as far as these boards go. So thank you for coming and taking time out when it was snowing and hardly anybody wanted to get out, and you still came out and supported us. And that's what we need for the city of Dayton, is more community engagement to keep these things moving in the right direction.
Yep, just one clarifying thing. You were talking about committees. I want to make sure we're keeping the distinction there between boards and committees. So
correct. Thank
Yep.
you. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other new business?
I got one more thing. Motion to adjourn.
No, hold on. Almost. I did see that Member Kelly said she was going to be on vacation today. I said her absence wasn't excused. Jokingly at the beginning of the meeting, she's excused. I hope she enjoys her vacation. Now, Mr. Neary, you'd like to make a motion to adjourn?
Yes, I would.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Want to do a roll call? All right.